Right, welcome back. Last time we put down a couple of revolts. First the new Spanish separatists, then the Catholic zealots from a province that is, which that's only the second largest religious group, although pretty close, and also some reactionary warlords over here in California, because nobility aren't too happy about that sort of a thing. I've also went ahead and done three major reforms. First, bringing up indirect taxation to its maximum level. Then, bringing volunteers up. Well, getting military service up to volunteers. And then, no obligations to cash dues. This is, so yeah, the volunteers is pretty good because it gets me more manpower while allowing for better organization of the military to make it more effective at fighting. The cash dues are for bringing up nobility, well, rural governments from nobility to aristocracy. Yep, okay. Which will help reduce the power of the nobles and the autonomy they produce. Although, they will also gain more power from wealth as time goes on, so that has to be carefully kept track of. Additionally, the level 3 in indirect taxation allows me to unlock the next level in taxing, will help make taxing way more efficient. Which is definitely something I want to have. Anyway. Yeah, I had to give the aristocrats more influence to help keep them happy because they were displeased with recent reforms. Including, I believe, a minor one as well. Not entirely sure. Well, my economy is doing excellently, at least based upon, well, my taxation is doing excellently. My budget, so I definitely have plenty of money to work with. There's also something else that I'm wondering on. Yeah, global trade. Theoretically, it could happen at any time, but I don't know anything about what's going on over, well, east of, well, this goes basically the Congo. I know very little what's going on east of Castile, and I know absolutely nothing east of, well, the furthest reaches of Norway. I thought it may be some colors. It does seem like someone has been colonizing a lot of the East Indies, though. Although, yeah, you need to have power in Sub-Saharan Africa, the East Indies, and in India. So, I just hope that whoever creates it, eventually lets me have it. Because the requirements for inventing are absurdly bad. At least when it comes to my position. I was able to do it at skill wall because I just happened to be in literally one of the best starting spots for it. Within range of the other two. The only way it could be easier was if I started in India, of all places. Yeah. Ooh, the air's just. Now that's good. I mean, it's not quite calm, but still, that is very good. That one. Okay, so corruption is at 34% and still reducing. But I've got plenty of money, so it's probably a good idea to get some sort of anti-corruption measure. It's also probably a good idea to check what exactly provides what. State corruption is still going to be a pretty high thing. Wages are increasing things by 14%. At least in my capital. In here, it's 15%. Yeah, in a cop. This is one of the provinces where state reaches 100. I think Kabul is the same way. Yep. And also we're at plus 15% here as well. That does confirm that the amount caused by laws is affected by state reach in a way, I think wages directly scale based on state reach, whereas with laws it's a direct increase to it based upon state reach, instead of a scaling. Okay, so that would theoretically make it so that the wage modifier is at 0, well, just 1 times, giving it no longer an increase. However, I believe it's still better to do the other things. But for right now, it doesn't seem like it's a great idea. Probably should also check relative levels. See what the max is for each one. Yeah, hierarchy. Okay, so official wages can go up 1 more, hierarchy can go up 1 more. Alright. Civil examinations go up 1 more. Entry requirements can go up 2 more, although I'm not partial to doing that yet because I don't need the estates to increase in power. The elites to increase in power. I'm gonna avoid that for as long as I can manage. Rational divisions for provincial administration, right? So that can go up 1 more. So 7 courts. Bureaucratic politicization go up 2 more. However, I need 60 executive authority for that to work. I might stick on a spoil system to possibly the end because it's going to give me more stability. Regional tenure can go to systematic rotation. It's just that while it does increase provincial corruption, it also increases admin efficiency and base welfare, so I'm not willing to do that until I, at the very least, free the peasantry, giving me 2 more. Unless I have nothing else to do with it when it comes to reforms. Because I also need to pay attention to how much influence the different estates have. Because I need more bureaucratic influence in order to do most of the reforms. Previously I had enough, but, well, again, concessions of the aristocrats. Yeah, just about everything's volunteers. Interesting. Although perhaps it takes more than a year. Yeah, that might affect the training, which would affect next year. That would be interesting. I mean, it is military recruitment. So, right here in this random... Okay, let's actually pick the capital. That's probably a better representation of what's going on. So here, the feudal levy, the nobles spend 16 ducats a year on this. Almost all of which goes to training. There's a little bit in recruitment. Yeah, and they have a peasant levy of almost 3,000 and noble knights of 800. They don't do anything with a navy. There's no citizens militia. Nor is there... Okay, there is a clan house, but it's like minimal. In fact, I think that might actually be a minimal amount. Then there's the National Army, for which I'm spending 23 ducats. With 5,000 peasant conscripts, almost. Almost 2,000 urban conscripts, as well as some aristocratic officers from... Mainly aristocrats, but there are a few metropolitans and some clericals. Those are the ones with the lowest skill, too. Yep. Of course, most of the money is spent on training. Wouldn't be surprised. Yep, army maintenance increased greatly. This has nothing to do with force limit, though. this has more to do with everything else. Specifically because I am paying for them now. Way more than I did previously. I'm no longer relying on the nobility for manpower. I'm relying on my own 2 feet. So as a result, it's no longer nearly as important as it was before to keep the nobles happy. I just need to make sure that they don't revolt, and that's it. And possibly giving me money, but... well... you know, that's actually a good point to stop. Yeah, the session's about over. Well... I did just go through all that manpower and look, to take a close look, and I don't think I've actually done that before. Yeah, anyway. So I haven't done that much. I've mainly been trying to keep stability up and the estates happy. Well, keeping an eye on how things are changing. Specifically, I've taken a look and seen how, well, I did mention the volunteers already, so I don't have to say anything about that. It is a lot of manpower, though, after a little bit of, oddities. Probably the best way to put it. Which involved pretty much just, having to train an entirely new army from scratch. Or, well, having to transition from a national levy system to a volunteer system. The air, which isn't that great, but still better than who I currently have. Because I'll probably end up 243. Or perhaps even 253, although I find that unlikely. Yeah, he's just, which is good. That unrest reduction is would be quite helpful to have. I also have lots of points now, though I don't plan on spending them until I get to, well, the 5th of January 1620, at which I'll probably grab some quality ideas. Possibly economic. I've also managed to convert these provinces completely to Mayan. Oh, and an expedition succeeded. This was previously owned by French California. Yeah. Mayan California. This province is having a couple problems that might have to do with the... oh yeah. I have to invest in the province greatly. Alright, let's do what I've done before. Open up a slot for the nomads. Simply because nomadic pasture is actually a great way to get a lot of different goods. Clear selection. I'll wait a couple years to make sure that the industry arrives and then do a bit of investment, etc. Right, so beyond that, yeah. Honestly, my manpower has gotten way higher than I anticipated, so I might actually lower the manpower taxation to 5. Honestly. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'm getting so much manpower from volunteers, it's amazing. Yeah. I also have tons of money again. Although I have been siphoning about 20% of my income to keep the clergy happy. And also by, basically by support for, well, basically extra legitimacy for a little over 10 years. I've also been quietly planning some reforms in the administration, although I'm not going to have a chance to get them until... wait. Okay, so that can wait until next year, especially since it's going to end in... tomorrow, basically. Yeah. Oh well, the country has stabilized. I'm also waiting for someone to get global trade eventually. Would like to have trade law 10. The global trade isn't actually necessary for any of the other institutions, so I honestly don't care. I just know it will happen eventually, and I just hope I can get it from the colonial nations. That's really the most important part. The colonial nations will end up eventually getting it, and I'll hope to be able to pick it up at some point. Oh, and another thing, English Mexico no longer exists. It's been eaten up by French Mexico. There's potentially some other... I don't think there really is any other thing. I've been doing a bit of map stealing here or there, but I've been doing that constantly. That's why I've got 3 spy networks going. I don't have anything, well, much better to do with the diplomats, especially since I'm not that interested in integrating Kayatuk, and I don't really care about them so long as they stay loyal and pay their vassal fees, and eventually accept being integrated. I don't really care beyond that, though. I will probably have to accept Angpong culture, although there really isn't much to it. I might just have Yucatecan culture just eventually handle the whole thing. I mean, at least the Europeans have everything be one massive culture. Well, that's why I'm fine with them colonizing everything. It's not going to be that much effort to just accept the culture. It's not going to take them any promoted culture slots. And even if I need more, I can just grab an idea group that gets me more, like, humanist ideas. +2 max cultures, and even reduces the cost for promoting cultures. Plus, the separatism reduction is probably going to be helpful. I'm sure there's others. There's also the question of what idea group I want to grab next, because the next tech, admin tech, I'm almost certainly going to grab. That's almost definite. I'm also hoping my ruler dies soon, because I would like to get that heir. While not much better, it's at very least a bit better, which will help with executive authority and power void. At the very least, that plus 30.9 will drop to plus 25. So the resting point will decrease by 6, which will cause my corruption to actually start dropping again. Power void. How I hate it. Of course, that's what institutional authority is for. The problem is there doesn't seem to be much of a way to change it. So maybe changing government type. But I'm certainly not willing to do that. Oh well. Among other things, my centralization is increasing, which is getting my autonomy down again, along with improving legitimacy and stability. Well, not stability, but improving legitimacy. However, neither of these is going to be great. Oh well, I've gone on for long enough. Well and truly. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.